Hello everyone and welcome to the third video of this three-part series. I am so excited. Today is the last day and I have quite a few things prepared for you. Today we're going to go through all the marketing overview, basically all the online marketing you need to work through in order to grow your coaching business. And of course, you're not going to go, going online is a transition. It's not going to happen overnight. So even doing this marketing, even starting before you have gone online, is going to help you boost your offline business. Now, whether you become known, whether you can become known in your circles first and then online or wherever you choose, the marketing is still going to help you. So listen up. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Stephanie Viteni, and I am a traffic growth coach and a content marketing strategist. So basically, I help people get eyeballs on their websites and turn those eyeballs into leads, because that is ultimately the only way we can grow our business. So I'm really happy you joined me today. Today's been a bit of an unusual day. It is a Monday, so unlike the other videos, I did not record them at the weekend, but my little one has been unwell, so I have actually taken the day off today. But of course, the beauty of having an online business is that when these things happen, it's not a big panic. I remember when I used to still work full-time, and when my daughter used to feel unwell, it was like, oh my gosh, big panic. So many things to organize, so much work to move around and sort out. But of course, thank goodness those days are gone, because now I am my own boss and I work from wherever I want. And, that is a really, really a wonderful thing. So here we are. I have taken some notes, so you will see me look away from time to time. And let's have a good look. Right, so I have a couple of slides ready for you. So let's see if I can share them with you right now. Okay, you should be seeing them in just a minute. So here we are. So that is slide 2, and here we go. This is slide 1. And when you see slide 1, you're going to realize why I asked you to do that little exercise in the first video. So if you haven't seen the first video, you might be tempted to go and watch it after this one. However, this one is okay to watch, and you will take some very good actionable points, even if you haven't done the first video, because I'm going to walk you through everything you need. So in the first video, I asked you to think and decide about 3 things. And those 3 things were your ideal clients. So you needed to look at who your ideal client is, design the 3 main packages that you're going to sell, and of course, price them. Okay, so those were the decisions you needed to take. And these are very important decisions, because we're going to talk about the digital strategy blueprint. So basically, these are all the things you need to have in place in order to have ongoing marketing to build an online audience. You need an online audience in order to build an online business. Now, the beautiful low-hanging fruit are going to be the people who are already in your local network. So your local business is going to boost in the short term, and your online business is going to grow in the long term with the same actions that I'm going to show you. So before you begin, you need to think about your smart online marketing. And I've used this acronym, which you've probably seen before, especially if you have a background in corporate. This is something very, very common. It's found absolutely everywhere. And, we talk about SMART goals usually. And I wanted to talk about SMART goals in relation to your online marketing. So the first thing you need to know is, before you even begin to even plan your strategy, to even think about doing anything online, before you even post your first social media post, you need to think, what exactly are you selling? Because if you don't know what you're selling, then you're going to create social media content just for the sake of it. And you could go out of point, you could attract the wrong people, you basically end up wasting a lot of time. So the first thing you need to know, what are you selling? The second point is measurable. So you need to make sure that you have the things in place to measure. And, if you're going to use third-party tools like social media, of course, you're not going to set up any tools to measure them, but it does help to have a bit of a scoreboard as to which numbers are going to matter to you. So is your goal to increase your likes, or is it actually to increase your revenue? And I would say always lean towards revenue. So your likes are not so important if you are making money from your social media presence. However, in some businesses and some industries, you will find that more likes equals more income. So then it's up to you to turn that into a smart goal. So make sure that you observe what turns into more revenue and have a little bit of a scoreboard to follow this and make sure that you are progressing towards your goals. And agreed is the next point. And I like, in terms of agreed, if you're an online business coach or a consultant, or maybe you're still a coach starting up, chances are you are alone. So you have nobody on your team to agree these goals with, or maybe you don't have anybody to decide with you. So although you have a small team, you're still the decision maker. So you think, how am I going to agree these goals and, bounce it off? So if you have a team, of course, it's important to brainstorm with your team. But if you don't worry about it, because I think that the way you feel about your goals is much more important than how many people agree on your goals. Because if you feel really strongly about them and you're not sitting there doubting if it's the right thing to do, then you're going to achieve those goals. No matter how long it takes you, somehow you're going to get there. But if you're sitting there doubting those goals and you're not sure if it's the right thing, then do whatever it takes to go and find some clarity and inject some passion into what you're going to do. Because if you don't feel really strongly about your goals, they will not happen. They will not be achieved. So the next point is realistic. Of course, they need to be realistic. So, if you have an email of 100 people, you cannot expect to, book 20 people into a course the first time round. You may hear stories about these things happening, but they are the exception. So there are rules and there are numbers that work. And in terms of online marketing, very often conversion rate is between 1% and 3%. So you cannot expect to have, a small list and then sell out on a specific course. So that is why it takes time. Your audience needs to be built, your email list needs to grow slowly, and then you will manage finally to hit your 3%, which will be a good goal even in terms of revenue. And then time-based. Of course, you need to have time-realistic goals because, you might say that I want to make $1 million in my business, but can you achieve this in 5 years? Can you achieve this in 1 year? Can you achieve this in 3 years? You really need to be realistic about your goals, because what tends to happen is if you give a very unrealistic time schedule to your goals, you will not be able to, fit everything in. And in fact, that is why realistic also ties in with time-based, because you need to see that you have enough resources to deliver what you're planning within the time allocated. And of course, it sounds really simple, but it's not always so easy to plan. So if you struggle with this, with maybe scheduling your time, get help. Find somebody that focuses on these things, get a project manager, even if you just get somebody in to help you plan a particular project or a particular part of a project. If you know where your weakness in, make sure that you have everything you need to have your smart online marketing goals. Right, so that was the first slide I had for you today. And I'm gonna pop over the second one, which is actually just a little overview of all the things that can go in your online marketing blueprint. And let's have a good look. And here you go. Right. So here we have a number of things. All of them can be used. Some of them can be left out. I'm going to go through them one by one. But the most important thing is that you focus on your core content. Now, if you have a look in the middle, there's that little pink button right over here, and that says core content. Now, your core content can be blog posts, it can be online videos, it can be simply recorded studio videos. Some people do that, although they tend to do that later in their career. Podcasts. So no matter what your format is, some people still do infographics. So whether it is audio, video, images, or the written text as a blog post, that is your core content. So whatever you create most easily is your core content. Okay, so once you have decided what your core content is, you're going to need to repurpose this and to get it out there and to optimize it. Now, you're going to need, the first thing you're going to need is knowledge of your ideal client. You need to know who these people are. That is why it really helps. And this is something, in fact, which I learned from my coach, Sigrun, where it is really important that you go and spend some time doing one-to-one coaching. Even if your long-term goal is to go to groups and workshops and maybe online courses, it's very important that you work with people one-to-one, because that is how you learn the deepest needs and the specific step-by-step desires of your ideal client. So that is a very important phase in your business. And once you have that knowledge, you can go out there and you can do your keyword research and you can optimize your blog posts and your content so that they get found in Google. So your keywords are going to be very important because they're going to help you learn how your audience is talking, how they are speaking, either using the word, maybe they're looking for, I don't know, let's say they're looking for leads, but are they specifically asking for leads? Are they calling them prospects? Are they calling them web traffic? What is your audience specifically using? Which words? And most business owners, I find, have the completely wrong idea about this because we're so immersed in our industry that we find it really, really hard to be in other people's shoes. So once we know our keywords and we have done a little bit of research, so, don't just guess, of course, do keyword research in the keyword research software. There are some online tools you can use if you don't have professional software, and find out which keywords actually have traffic. This is very important. A keyword is not just a word that you pluck out of the sky, or you ask your ideal client to write a few words for you on a piece of paper. SEO keywords are keywords that people are actually punching into Google and have traffic. Sometimes you can have two identical keywords and where they mean exactly the same thing, like prospects and leads, and prospects will have 0 traffic and leads will have 10,000 per month. So you could be spending your time creating exactly the same amount of content, but nobody finds it because you have the wrong keyword. So it's very important that you know your keywords. And if you think that this is technical, you're in the right place, because this is one of the things that I teach my clients and that I really help people with. So if you have problem finding your keywords, do get in touch because I can help you out. So the next step is going to be to decide. So you have your core content and you know your keywords. So your core content is going to be your immediate creation, and your SEO keywords are what is going to grow your audience in the long term. The social media is sort of the slice in the middle. And social media is going to help your blog posts get out there. So it's going to help search engines find them as well. And it's also going to help your immediate network find them and grow more of your audience online. So take more people to your blog and keep them coming back because your content is so good, right? Because that is exactly what we need to aim for. Now, I would suggest you begin with one social media platform. There are so many out there, but just identify one where your ideal client is really, really, really active and focus on that, at least in the first year or two. It doesn't mean that you're not on other social media platforms, but what I like to do is actually automate it. In fact, I've added Auto Social here. I like to automate it, and I use a couple of great tools. I use Hootsuite, and I use Zapier, which is an incredible tool that can make you very, very lazy because it automates absolutely everything. And one of these days I will do a workshop about that actually, because I think it can change people's lives. Okay, so we said one social media platform and automatic social media, right? And then you have the core content, which is going to go on social, and then it can also go to your email. So get one of the many email list marketing tools and start collecting email lists. Now, your blog posts can actually help you collect email lists, because if you have a freebie, your freebie could be a really valuable video or a video series like this one. It could be a PDF. It could be anything that has value to your audience. So your blog posts are going to bring your audience over from social media, and you're going to have a little form there that says name and email, and they download the PDF and they go and pop their details onto your email list. When you have a new blog post, you then go to your email list and send it out to everyone. And this is how you grow your online audience. Bots, I wrote emails and bots because going forward, there are a lot of young people that actually don't use email anymore. So, something has got to replace it in the long term. And I believe that bots could be one of those things, at least temporarily. Now, bots are when you have automatic messaging on your Facebook page, and you can also use tools like ManyChat, and create automatic replies and actually send out broadcasts like you are on your email list. The next thing you need is the freebie, and the freebie is what we just spoke about. So it is your 3-part video series, your PDF, anything you need. And of course, then you can use your paid traffic. Now, once you have your freebie, your blog post, and your website, what you can do is you can test how effective these are at creating leads by driving paid traffic to them. You can also do tests maybe where you have 2 different pages and drive traffic to both and see how that works out. So your paid traffic can be very, very good at actually testing what you're doing until your organic search grows. And of course, then you need to think about your leads monetization. And your leads monetization is anything that is going to turn that lead into an actual sale. So is it your discovery call? Maybe you offer something for free, like an SEO audit. Is it maybe you pass it on to a sales team? Some people even have external people that they hire that actually close the sale. So what happens to the lead so that it actually turns into money, so that it turns into a sale? And of course, if you can then add another layer, which is once the money has come in, you're actually doing what you absolutely love doing and in a flexible manner, that is going to just be the cherry on top of your great lifestyle. So that is more or less everything that I had for you today. I did want to talk a little bit about, how to put all of this together so that you have a good chance of success. And, it's a little bit difficult because although all these elements work for everyone, you need to do quite a lot of work to find out what is going to work for you. And I believe that, especially for coaches and consultants, where we are selling our own expertise, the best thing we can do is actually live what we sell. So, if I'm selling blogging, of course I need to blog. If I teach people how to blog and how to get found in search engines, I need to rank in search engines and I need to blog. If you're selling transformational therapy, then you need to be talking to people about your story, about how you went through your own transformation. You need to show them that your transformation never ends and you're still working on yourself. If you are an intuition coach, you need to explain to people how this happens. So you need to really live. One thing that I find, for instance, if you're a confidence coach, you need to be visible. You need to show people that you were once shy and now you are confident. You need to show people that you have been through that journey. And of course, testimonials are going to be great, but you may not necessarily have them in the first place. So when you begin, you may not have the right testimonials. Some people have been in business for a long time and still don't have the right testimonials. So focus on those if you already have a great track record. But if you don't, just focus on improving yourself. I'm a big believer that no matter what kind of business you're in, no matter what kind of career you're in, your success is directly proportional to how much you invest in yourself. And by investing in yourself, yes, I definitely mean money. I mean coaching, training. You need to learn as much as you can so that you can come to a place where you are super confident about your knowledge because you have learned and you have seen others be successful with it. You have tried it yourself and you have been successful with it yourself. And then you come to a place where you are so confident about what you're selling that your clients really take action on what you say. And of course, they are successful too. So I think, especially with coaches and consultants, it's really important that we start this cycle of confidence and we invest in ourselves to reach a place where we are truly confident. And I find that what really helped for me was, hanging around with people who were already doing what I wanted to do. When I wanted to start my online coaching business, I joined my coaches, Sigrun, my coaches community. And there I met other women who were on the same path as me, and I could see that some people were a little bit ahead of me. Some people were a little bit behind me. Of course, the coach Sigrun was a few steps ahead, but she was where I wanted to go. And I think this is really important because it puts you in a place where you are 100% sure that what you want can actually happen for you. And you're seeing these people use these tools and make it happen. And of course, it's really great because entrepreneurial loneliness is a real thing. And when you're surrounded by people who don't get what you're trying to do, it can be really hard to stay in it. I've seen people give up because of this. And I definitely don't want you to do it. And I definitely wouldn't. I got close to it myself, and I wouldn't want anybody to do that because sometimes you can be just around the corner from your breakthrough before you give up. And that is such a big pity after all that hard work, So definitely, I would say join a community. In fact, I am going to drop a link of the first community that I joined when I started working with Sigrun. And I will also actually add a link to her workshops happening in the next 3 days. And these workshops are about online business, and they're really good because they help you build an online business, no matter what industry you're in, no matter what you sell. She can really help you build a business that is based on a good, solid, profitable model, and it's going to last in the long term. Because the secret to achieving what you want is staying in the game as long as you possibly can. Because the longer you stay in the game, it's fine if you make mistakes. It's fine if your income goes up and then it goes down a notch because of a decision you made. But if you know that you're on the right track and you're going to get there eventually, it just feels so much better. And that is why this is great, because when I joined this community, I could talk to these people. We went to live events, and then I realized that there are so many women like me out there who are now, and now there are even men in the community. But it is a mostly female community because Sigrun's passion in life, her drive, is to actually achieve equality through female entrepreneurship. So by helping women make more money, she helps accelerate gender equality. And I really think I have seen this really happen because, when you start earning more money, people start taking you more seriously. And that especially, I find, includes the men in your life. So if you really want to make an impact, sorry, I suggest you have a look at the links I'm going to add for you under this video. And I really look forward to seeing you in the online female communities. And also, I look forward to hearing your questions if you need to ask anything about this online series. So thank you very much. And I wish you great success in your coaching business. And I really hope to see you around online.